Hi everybody and welcome. It's JB Quick Coach, and today I wanted to just spend a couple minutes talking about e-cigs. There's some new current evidence and some emerging trends that I just thought I'd fill you in on. Electronic cigarettes go by other names as well, such as e-cigs, personal vaporizers, and electronic nicotine delivery systems. But they're essentially a battery-powered heating element that heats a liquid, turning it into an aerosol that can be inhaled, and it creates a cloud that resembles cigarette smoke. The aerosol emitted is not just water vapor though, just so you know. It's actually a high concentration of ultrafine particles of whatever was in the cartridge. And so I think we have to be aware of exposure to that as well. E-cigarettes may or may not contain nicotine. Now, formally, Health Canada advised Canadians not to buy or use e-cigarettes because of the safety of the products. Both nicotine-containing and non-nicotine-containing versions just haven't been proven. Under the current regulations, no company has been granted market authorization under the Food and Drug Act to manufacture and sell e-cigs that deliver nicotine, I should clarify. Currently, e-cigs are only legally to be used in Canada without nicotine, so just with the flavorings, and do not have any current health claims regarding safety or smoking cessation effectiveness. Now, Health Canada plans to regulate e-cigarettes under Bill S5, and these regulations will legalize vaping devices containing nicotine and will regulate these products. Health Canada is currently in the process of creating the regulatory framework for these products and will deal with areas of federal responsibility, such as advertising, promotion, packaging, and the product itself and its use in federally regulated workplaces and public spaces. My question is, if Health Canada is unsure of whether it's a safe product or effective, then why are they regulating it? Why don't they just enforce the current laws that they have? However, they are also advising Canadians not to purchase or use electronic smoking products, as these products may pose health risks and have not been fully evaluated for safety, quality, and efficacy by Health Canada. So while e-cigarettes lack evidence-based support, many clients turn to them in an attempt to help curb exposure to the harmful toxins of cigarette smoke while satisfying the behavioral aspects, the hand-to-mouth ritual of cigarette addiction. My thoughts? I don't find, in my experience as a quit smoking coach, that they are effective as a quit smoking product. I don't have any clients who have successfully quit smoking using the e-cigs. Now, this is my experience. In fact, many of them use both products. They use the e-cigarette and continue to smoke at the same time. There is a really clear need for well-designed random clinical trials using validated outcomes to establish the safety and effectiveness of e-cigarettes before I would ever recommend them. I just can't, I can't feel good about recommending them to anyone, and I always make sure that people have the right information. Now, one of the emerging trends is something called heat not burn products. We'll call them HNB products. And they are one form of potentially reduced exposure products. And manufacturers claim that they heat tobacco to temperatures too low for combustion, creating an aerosol that's inhaled through the mouth. Older NHB products were found to produce higher carbon monoxide and tar levels than actual tobacco cigarettes. So just be aware of that, inconsistent with harm reduction strategy. So it wasn't really less harmful at all. The tobacco industry claims that current current HNB products that they're producing are considerably less harmful than cigarettes and more acceptable to smokers. But what we need to know, just like with e-cigarettes, is does the clinical evidence prove that? It's lacking and further research is definitely needed. To date, this is what the Ontario Tobacco Research Unit, to date we have not found new independent science that has assessed the harm reduction potential or the acceptability of the current generation of HNB products. That's what the Ontario Tobacco Research Unit just said about these products. So e-cigs are a popular trend that many clients are using or curious to try To date, there have been no high quality studies exist demonstrating the efficacy of Ecigs nor their safety. This is along with the availability of evidence-based therapies. So this should be considered when recommending a quitting strategy to clients. And certainly the other products that are available have undergone over 1,000 clinical trials. So we know they're safe and we know they're effective. Now, the smoking drug therapies the quit smoking drug therapies don't make you quit, but they help with cravings and withdrawal. And that's sometimes the biggest reason people slip or relapse is the cravings and withdrawal. And so if the client wants to try one of these products, then I'll certainly help them pick out something that will work best for them. But to date, no well-designed studies have been conducted on the safety and effectiveness of Ecigs. And while some small observational studies have shown a potential benefit of Ecigs in harm reduction, a recent large meta-analysis failed to demonstrate this. So we have to keep this in mind. There is very limited evidence regarding the impact of e-cigarettes on tobacco smoking cessation, reduction, or adverse effects. And in the absence of proof, I really can't recommend it as a quit smoking coach. That it's less toxic than a traditional cigarette, probably. However, its effectiveness for helping people quit smoking is modest. And I do witness a great deal of double usage where people are smoking and using the e-cigarettes at the same time. Another recent study showed that e-cigarette use or vaping may be a bridge to cigarette smoking among youth. Youth who had never smoked a cigarette by 12th grade, recent vapors were more than 4 times more likely to report cigarette smoking in the past year at follow-up. So that was among youth who had never smoked by 12th grade. If they were vapors, they were 4 times more likely to report cigarette smoking in the past year. And a number of recent studies have shown potential safety issues with e-cigarettes. The studies were small, and larger ones really need to confirm these initial findings, but there was a cardiovascular risk. Habitual e-cigarette use was associated with increased cardiovascular risk versus non-users, as measured by increased oxidative stress and cardiac sympathetic activity. And a 2017 study out of the University of Connecticut showed that e-cigarettes are potentially as harmful in damaging DNA as tobacco cigarettes, possibly due to the many chemical additives present in the vapor. Also, from the results from this study, we can conclude that e-cigarettes have as much potential to cause DNA damage as unfiltered regular cigarettes. So that's pretty alarming. As far as the toxins, a 2015 study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, e-cigarettes powered at higher voltages produced up to 15 times more formaldehyde than a tobacco cigarette, which resulted in a 5 times greater cancer risk versus cigarette smoking. So lots of medical talk today, but essentially, I'd like to wrap it up by saying that I never recommend e-cigarettes because I think there's still lots of studies that need to be done. If clients want to use drug therapy to help them quit smoking, we discuss what is the best option for them based on what their current health issues are, what their current drugs they're taking. And I always make it known to them that the drug therapy does not make them quit. It just helps support their plan, their personalized quit plan, by reducing cravings and withdrawal so that they're less likely to slip or relapse. But we use other techniques in the coaching to address that as well. I want to thank you very much for joining me today. Hi, Jeff. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.